So we're down here on the South Fork of the Snake on the lower end. There's mutant stoneflies hatching right now at night and early in the morning. So fish are used to seeing that. So there's a really deep drop off over here that I want to sink something down into. So I'm going to do something right now that you might not have seen or be aware of. I'm going to take a dry fly, an old generic hazel like a sofa pillow, and I'm going to sink it behind a generic rubber leg. So to do that, I'm going to tie this rubber leg on here to some 3X or even 2X because they're pretty feisty right now. You can get away with it. They're not leader shy. And then another piece of 2X to this dry fly. But first, I'm going to chop this dry fly down to barely anything. That's going to help it sink. It's going to look more like a struggling swamped adult. Also, these flies don't have a wing on them anyway. They're mutants. So I'm going to cut this just about all the way off, trim the hackles way down, and put it on behind this rubber leg. I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So I'm going to take most of this wing all the way off. The way I like to do that to keep it looking really buggy is I try and leave a couple little hairs on each side and cut out this whole center. So I'm going to take my hemostats that have a cutting edge on them right here, and I'm going to take it right down the middle of the dry fly. I'm going to chop most of that wing off just like this. And I'm going to take the bottom hackle off and try and separate it a little. So now it's got some legs on the sides, no hackle down the bottom at all, and very little down the top. And so as you see, I've left a couple little strands of hair coming off the sides. That just makes it look really buggy to me. So I've tied this big rubber leg nymph on, 2X, pretty heavy stuff. And above the junction knot with the leader on the off the tapered section, I have a split shot right here. This is a pretty good sized split shot, heavy lead. So on off the back of the nymph, I've got another piece of 2X material here. So now I'm going to tie this dry fly on behind this nymph. And I want it to flutter around a lot in the current. So I'm going to do a loop knot to this. And with this knot, you know the knot's tied right when the tag comes off the main line at like 45 degrees or so, like that. So I know that's a good knot, strong, it's real strong, and that's 2X fluorocarbon. So we'll be able to slap this thing around, bounce it off the rocks and trees and whatever we gotta do, and it should stay put. So now we're gonna be able to fish these flies in deep, fast water. Fish are hung up right below the drop-offs in here in this kind of situation, where they don't have to work too hard to get food. The food comes by them fast and they can just roll up and grab what they want as it goes by. So we need to get it down to them. So with this rig right here, the lead and these two flies, we're gonna be able to do that.
I'm fishing a drop-off here from a rocky flat. And it's important when you approach the drop, not to just go charging in and go right to start fishing the obvious structure. You want to work your way out. So what I'm doing is I'm throwing these nymphs out on a tight line and working my way to the drop, because just like steelhead fishing, these fish could literally be at your feet. So you don't want to overpass water that could hold fish. Work your way out. Eliminate the water that's in front of you as you get to the drop.
There he is. There he is,
like
big
that.
brownie, big brown, big one. Let him run, buddy. Attaboy. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Well, that is a huge
Oh my
brown
God.
trout. So cover water. Oh my gosh, I don't even know what to say. Man, he's still in charge. Large and in charge.
Just keep walking down the shelf. Got him.
Got him. Sweet. What a fish, man.
Nice fish.
What a fish, what a technique. What do you eat, the drown or the rubber legs?
The rubber legs.
How do you like that?
There you go.
Huh?
Huh?
Absolutely fantastic. What a fish. What a fisher.
Big old fins
Yeah.
on him, huh? Pretty, got a little adipose color.
Yeah.
Got teeth on him too.
Yeah, he does.
Big mouth brownie.
Yes,
What
sir.
a beauty.
Thank you, sir.
Good
what
job.
a great technique.
Right on.
tons of fun.